Hey, what's up everybody, iAmKEIS here. It's going to be a quick game of Team Fortress 2. Obviously, I haven't been playing this too much. I haven't been putting up any videos of it either. But this has actually been a first time I've done a real sit-down commentary in a while. Recently, all my videos have been live commentaries. But I decided to actually sit down, record some gameplay, whereas instead of just recording it as I play. But this is going to be a more competitive typed. It's not completely competitive. It's still kind of like a pug game. I got this off of a website, tf2lobby.com. It's kind of just like a quick site that if you want to get into a game real quick, versus people who really kind of know what they're doing. But then again, you're still going to get some people who are just trying to get into it and aren't really skilled yet. But this is obviously a game of my scout. I'm not really good with any other classes. I'm more of a try to run around and shoot. Whereas, I mean, I guess you could do that in most other classes, but I don't really like the whole projectiles. I don't really like grenades, launchers, anything. I just kind of really want to just run and, I guess, run and gun as it's mostly called. But I didn't really want to talk about the gameplay too much because I myself am not an extremely good Team Fortress 2 player, even though at the end of the score I think I had something in the 40 kills, but granted that is within like 20 minutes or so. I'm not also going to show the full game, as then again it is like 20 or so minutes. So I think I'm only going to show like maybe 1 or 2 rounds of it. But then again, this isn't supposed to be exactly about the gameplay. I wanted to really kind of talk about recently I've been playing a lot of Garry's Mod, and that has been a great time for me anyways. And I wanted to maybe start up a server, and that would be primarily a roleplay server. That's what I've been really kind of getting into. For people that still play Garry's Mod, and there's actually not a whole lot of them, surprisingly anyway, because it is a really fun game, and there is a ton of things that you can do with Garry's Mod, with Lua being so open-ended when it comes to game modes, and Source Engine being also very open-ended. But so I was thinking about starting up maybe a Dark RP, and I know a lot of people who still play Garry's Mod. Dark RP is kind of like frowned upon in the whole role-playing community anyway. But looking at it, if you look at the scoreboard, or not the scoreboards, the server list, you're seeing that any server that is remotely popular is usually a Dark RP server. And I mean, not saying like all servers in Garry's Mod, I'm saying the RP servers in Garry's Mod. The most popular ones are Dark RP. So if I wanted to start up a server that had a decent flow of people, then it would have to be Dark RP. But I don't know. The thing with Dark RP though is that it is very limited. There are a few like add-ons that you can put onto it that can make it more entertaining and things like that. I was going to plan on it, but I guess a lot of it is trying to find these mods, because it can be difficult, because like I said, it is somewhat limited. But I think with enough time and effort gone into it, I can make it a different sort of thing, and putting in custom classes, or not classes, but like jobs, which I think if I did put enough effort into it, I could make a server that is pretty entertaining. But the reason why, actually trying to get away from the Garry's Mod subject, the reason why I'm doing a TF2 video is because I was trying to read through some comments of mine, and I actually did see a lot of people trying to get me to do more TF2 videos. And looking at the community, TF2 is actually, now that it's in free-to-play anyway, is really like thriving. I mean, there's a lot. It's probably one of the more popular first-person shooters on Steam right now, especially now that Counter-Strike is sort of dying. But I expect to see a quick change to that once CSGO is released. Now that CSGO is going to be released, it is what I think of anyway, is going to be a stimulant for the Counter-Strike community. It's going to bring in a lot of new people, especially with the ability for consoles, which I am not very happy about in a certain way, because I mean, even though us PC players are only going to be able to play against the PS3 players, I mean, still, if you think about a PS3 player trying to go against person with a mouse and a keyboard, that is going to be a lost gun battle literally almost 95% of the time. With thumbsticks, it's just not even, like, you can't compare the two. It's just, especially in a Counter-Strike game where the hitboxes are very, very small. You know, hitboxes are roughly where they should be. Whereas in a game like Call of Duty, the hitboxes are more open-ended. Not only is there a lot of more damage, there's less recoil, and that's also another thing. I don't understand how they're going to incorporate recoil control for analog sticks. But the hitboxes are much different in that for a game like Call of Duty, they're much wider and they're much more open to the difficulty of aiming with analog sticks. Not only the fact that there is probably not going to be any aim assist, which I doubt there would be, just because of the difficulty with that, in that if you give the console players aim assist, that might also give the PC players, but I'm sure that if they would, they'd find a way to disable it. But not only that, it kind of worries me that the game is going to be released for $15. I mean, we only just heard about CSGO maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, but it seems like they've tried to push that release date pretty quick. I mean, I think they plan on releasing it early 2012. How early, I don't know. But for a game that's going to be $15 on PC, PS3, and Xbox, I don't expect that to be a title that they've really worked on a whole lot, because even Counter-Strike Source right now is $20, and well, obviously that's because it's been out for so long, but 1.6 being $10. I mean, obviously the price difference for a game like that is just completely weird. I think what they had to do though is be able to put it at a price tag that would be easily accessible for like the Xbox Arcade or whatever the equivalent would be for the PS3. And just because they did that, they have to do it for the PC as well. But who knows? Maybe the lower price tag will bring in more people and bring more people who add something to the community. Because as of right now, the people left in Counter-Strike are actually, surprisingly, there are a lot of newcomers, and I'm assuming that would be because of YouTube and the publicity that YouTube has brought to Counter-Strike, which it can be a good thing, but in a lot of cases it brings in, I mean, a lot of trolls, because recently the new people tend to be trolls. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for Counter-Strike anyway. I don't want to really talk about it too much, but I think I will start getting into TF2 a bit more. It's been a decent time anyway. I'm not too good at it myself, but it comes time. I mean, really, all I'm good at right now is aiming. And if I try to venture out into different classes, I think I would be able to do rather well. But things like Quake, and also the Tribes video, with the whole projectile thing, you have to really kind of aim ahead. So things like Soldier and Demo Man, that's really my like weakness, in that I have to aim around or where they would be, and which is why I stick to the Scout. You have to aim where they are and where they are then. I don't have to worry about where they might go, and that's probably why I don't think I will be going to Demo Man or Soldier. I'm just not very good at things like that, and I don't really want to spend the time into it, because like, even though a good Soldier or a good Demo Man could really run the server in scores, in like kills, and could be a very strong aspect of winning, I still think that it's a talent that I don't think that I would have the time to learn, or not really learn, but like acquire. But it seems like something like that would be just too difficult for me. And I've tried to use the sniper, and I mean, sniper's fine, but I guess what I like to see in a game is, well, not for a game, but when I like to try to play a game, I like to see higher scores, and you don't really see that with Sniper. And also Spy, I guess that's a bit too tactical for me. I don't really want to think about what I'm doing too much. Obviously, there's a little degree of thinking when it comes to the Scout, but it's really just trying to find flanks and try to get around people without actually having to face them head on, because you'll see in most of my gunfights, they're either shooting them at the side or shooting them at the back. And if I do encounter a head-on-head situation, chances are I'm going to run. And that's not me being encountered or anything, it's the simple way to do it. And it's the best way to not die in almost every situation. Like at that, you'll see I'm shooting a scout in the back, or right here I'm shooting a medic in the back, and this is what you see when you get into a head-on-head situation. I mean, I got one guy down, but the heavy easily took me out, and if it were to be a situation where I got to the side or the back of that heavy, I would have taken him out, because, like, point blank, I think it's maybe two or three shots anyway, which is a quick kill in all consideration. But yeah, this is about the end of the game. I think we have one flag, or not flag, but whatever they are, points to capture. Just gonna cut off the commentary now and maybe let the video run out. So thank you for watching. This has been iAmKEIS, and I am out.